I think it's about time you and I try to get some sleep, right? I've got a blanket here, and I was just going to tuck you in, get you all snug and cozy there in the blanket, just wrapped up nice and tightly. Get you all snug and cozy. And then to help you fall asleep, I thought I could just chat to you for a little while. How does that sound? Just some slow, rambly thoughts. Maybe some talk of what I've been up to. Maybe a little video games. I don't know if I've seen any movies lately. Maybe not movies. I don't think I've seen anything new. But how does that sound? Just yapping away whilst you try and fall asleep. I think that's a good idea. It's always nice just to have a little bit of company as you try and fall asleep. So, make sure you're all tucked in here, and I'll just start yapping, shan't I? See, the real question is, where do I start? I feel like I never do anything super exciting. So when you want to hear about what I've been up to and how my day's been, and if I've had anything sort of interesting or unique, if I've had anything interesting or unique happen, but I never do anything that could be considered that. I think the most interesting thing that I've done lately is just play new video games. That is like the most interesting thing that I've done in the last few weeks. I started playing 2 games, and I've kind of talked about one of them previously, but I'm about ready to give up on that game because I've been playing Windrose. It's that new pirate game where it's sort of like, I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of like, there's a game called Valheim, which is like Viking mythology, like, I was gonna say Zeus, what's his name, Thor, and I can't remember Thor's father's name, Odin. It's like that type of stuff, and in that game you sort of have different, I guess, okay, the easiest way to describe it would be, imagine Minecraft. set menu of items you can build, and you also like level up by going to different biomes and fighting bosses in those biomes. So imagine if like in Minecraft you started off in the forest biome and then you went to like the jungle and then you fought a boss in the jungle, and then that gave you like more health and more that's where you would get like your iron upgrades, and then you would come back and then you would go to like the desert and then you'd fight a boss there, but that's where you would get your diamond upgrades. Like that's kind of how the game progresses. So that's Valheim, and Windrose is very much similar, with the exception that this time you're a pirate and you have ships and you can do boat battles and stuff like that. It's been really really fun to play. It's been really fun to play, more so than Deadlock, which is the other game. Deadlock is the other game that I've been playing recently, and I can't in good faith recommend anyone play that game. I have days where I feel like I do so well in it, and others that I just want to uninstall and never touch the thing again. Deadlock is it's like as if someone mixed Overwatch with League of Legends. And so, just with that description, you can already tell that it's a nightmare of a game, if you know what either of those games are. But those are the two things that I've been playing lately. I feel like I'm missing out on playing old school games. It's been a bit since I booted up my SNES and played Illusion of Time or Donkey Kong Country or Super Mario All-Stars. I kind of miss simplistic games like that. Just old school fun. I had a little kick there for a while where I was playing. PS2 games. I was playing Bully, or as it's known here in Australia, Kane's Kingdom Edit, or something like that. It's like the name of the school. I think it might be my favourite Rockstar game. It's a very fun game. I grew up with it, and I don't know, it's very crude, but also just, I don't know, it's super nostalgic for me. I remember playing it as like an early teen, and just having a ball, running around town and just like punching people. Because it's very much like Grand Theft Auto, but you're a high school student, and it's like, one of the cool things about that game is there's different factions. So you have the bullies, you have the jocks, you have the nerds, you have the greasers, you have the preppies, and as you progress, like the missions you do affects your standing with the other cliques of the school. And so then just in like walking around, if you've got low reputation with, say, the greasers, they'll come up to you and try to fight you out of nowhere. But then like as you progress, you gain respect with them, and they stop doing that. They end up like praising you as you go by. But then some other group will be mad at you and try to fight you. changes how much they affect you in the minute-to-minute gameplay. It's really fun. So I was playing that for a bit. Sorry about that. I was playing that for a bit. And I was also, I think, a little while ago now, I was playing the Ratchet and Clank games. And then obviously I say, like as if you know, I'm a very big Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 fan. So, and those games are always like just on my rotation of games that I play. I kind of want to play them again actually. It was only about a year ago that I beat them 100%. 1 and 2. I bought them on Switch. Sorry, what am I saying? I bought them on Steam because I had them on PS2, and then I bought the re-releases on PS4, but then I got my Steam Deck and wanted to play them on that, so I bought them on Steam, and then played them on Steam, and I think I have like 180 hours in just in Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, so it's about like 90 hours in each game, and that's just for one playthrough, so I know that will definitely go up. If you're wondering what that click is, that is my foot. It's always done that. I guess this is a story I could tell. It happened from an injury I got when I was a teenager. Let's see if I can get it to do it. So what I'm doing is, so instead of my foot being flat, if my arm is my leg and my hand is my foot, if I raise my foot up like this and then bring it back down, it clicks. There it goes. Sometimes it's really loud as well. I can't do it again. But it's from a sport injury that happened when I was a teenager. And so ever since it's made that sound. But what was happening was we used to play dodgeball in school, but it was like a mix up of dodgeball and paintball. So what we did was, usually for like a reward sport class, we could pick what game that we wanted to play. And I remember one of my mates had the idea of using the gymnastic mats, like the landing crash pads, as barriers for dodgeball. And the way that the gym was set up was they had these little, I don't know what they were like ladders that were on the wall, but you could swing them out. And so on opposite sides of the stadium or rink or court, I guess, you would have your base, which was guarded by those walls that would come out. And then in the middle we had gym, like crash pads, standing up on their sides that you could use as barriers to hide behind and then throw dodgeballs. So it was kind of like paintball mixed with dodgeball. It was very fun, I will say. It was so much fun to play that. Because you would start in each of your bases and then come out and then grab dodgeballs. And then the idea was you would also have what we would call Jedi dodgeball. So each team would select one player. You would select one player that was like the medic. And so to win the game you had to figure out who the Jedi was, get them out, and then take out the rest of the team. I was usually pretty good at being used to do a strategy where you would have 3 people go up and touch the same person, and then they would get up after it. You would make them wait on the ground for a little bit before they got back up. Or you would go over and have 3 people touch them at the exact same time, so they didn't know which person was the Jedi. So we would do that, and then you could, like, because there was barriers, you could, like, crawl behind, touch them, and then crawl away, and then they wouldn't know. They'd have no idea. So that's the context. That's the context of what I was doing when I got this injury. So what happened was we were about to, like, win, basically. But, and you know how I said there was no 2, like, barriers? It was near the end of the game, and I knew that they had 2 people hiding in their base. So what I did was I had a bowl, and I ran around the wall. But as I ran, I knew that they were holding bowls as well, so they could hit me before I hit them. So I ran, I jumped around this wall, and I threw the bowl, and I'm pretty sure I got one of them out while doing this. But because I had jumped, I hadn't calculated where I was going to land. And where I landed, there was you know how you can have those whiteboards that they would use in sport classes that you could wheel around the gym, and usually they put the score of the game that you were playing on. Often you could, like, flip, and so it would have one side, and then you could rotate it and right on the other side. But the bottoms of them would have, like, a thing like this. So you'd have a wheel here and a wheel here, and then the pole would go up towards the whiteboard at the top. But basically, the ground bit was like this, and I jumped and went bang, landed directly on the whiteboard, like, rolled my ankle as I did it, and then just, like, collapsed on the ground. And then I think we lost because I was the last person. I got one of them out, but then because I was on the ground in pain, they touched me with the dodgeball and got me out. But yeah, then ever since, it's not gonna do it now. Ever since my foot's clicked, I had to, like, there it goes. I had to, like, strap and compress my ankle because I'm pretty sure I strained it when I did it. Yeah, I was out of commission for like 2 days after that as well. I could walk, but it wasn't fun. But yeah, there's the story of my clicky foot. That's why it does that. What was I talking about before I got on that tangent? I don't remember now. I know I was talking about windrows, but I don't know if I had moved past that yet or not. Oh well. I suppose I should check in on you, shouldn't I? I kinda got a little lost in the sauce there for a minute. How are you? How are you doing? Do you have any stories like that? Where you are just, like, so in the zone doing something and then you injured yourself pretty stupidly? I feel like a lot of people have, like, gym stories from when they were a teenager. Just doing something sort of silly. I feel like I have a lot of, like, sports stories from school. That was the class that, like, a lot of things happened in. It was, like, usually, like, where did, and then a scuffle would start in the middle of a class, so like stuff like that happened a lot of injuries. I don't know, I just feel like that was the class that a lot of things happened in. So I wonder if that's the same for you. You don't have to answer now. You don't have to answer that now. I know you are trying to sleep, trying to get some rest. So don't worry about telling me. Don't worry about telling me any stories if you don't want to. You can simply just listen to me ramble on about all the dumb things I did as a kid. It's okay if you just want to stay silent and listen. I just want to make sure that you're closing your eyes. Closing your eyes. And preparing yourself to fall asleep. You know, it's not gonna work to help you rest if you're not actively trying to rest too. So while I enjoy the company, it really makes me happy that you want to listen to everything I have to say. Whilst it makes me really happy, really, really happy that you'd like to sit and listen to all the stupid things I have to say. I would prefer if you tried to get some rest. Okay? You can always come back later and ask me again, and I'll tell you whatever story it was you missed. Come back, and I'll let you know. Alright? So don't worry about missing anything. You can fall asleep. You can drift off. I'll be here whenever you need. Whenever you wanna come listen to me yap again, I'll always tell you any of my stories, any of my thoughts. It's okay. I feel like I've been missing out on a lot of TV and movies lately. I feel like in regards to anime, I've not been keeping up with anything. I know that Frieren Season 2 is all out now, and I haven't finished that. I kind of stopped watching about halfway through the season. Same thing with the other one I was watching. It was just like a teen slice of life romance. You and I are polar opposites, or something like that. That was just like a nice cozy one that I was watching. But even that, I watched like half of it and then stopped. And even right now, my favorite series or media that exists, because it's books, it's manga, it's anime, it's movies, it's video games, it's light novels. I said that, it's visual novels. That's one. I don't think I think there is actually. There's like some audio recordings of like character summaries or something like that. But anyway, ReZero is my absolute favourite piece of media that there is, and it is currently airing its 4th season. So the first season came out in 2016, I believe, and then it was like 2019 for season 2. Then season 3 was like 21, 22 or something like that. Or no, they did season 2 in 2 parts, so maybe that's what it was, I can't remember. But season 3 came out recently, maybe like a year ago now. And then now we've got season 4. So after 10 years we've got 4 seasons. Yeah, but season 4 is out. And I actually know it's do I have it? It's this one. So volume 21 of the light novel is where the anime is currently at, and I believe that it ends at volume 25. This one, volume 25. Yeah, because then volume 26 is the next arc, and I've read 26, 27, 28. These top 3 are side stories, so they're not relevant, but there's 3 books of the next arc that I've read. So I've already experienced the part of the story that they're telling. So the only real thing that I can do is like I kinda wanna wait. Until all of it is out, all episodes out, and then I can just sit down and watch it all in one go. I kind of like the idea of doing that. I did that with season 1, I did that with season 2, and then I did that with season 3, so I think I'm just going to continue doing that for season 4 as well. It also helps that I have a mate who's not read the source material, and so maybe I'll watch it with him. Me and a different friend of mine who likes ReZero a lot as well. I remember we had like a weekend where we just watched season 1 with this third friend, and he also fell in love with the story. Actually, I like ReZero so much that it's even my wallpaper. It's the wallpaper on my phone. Is Amelia from ReZero, so that's how much I like ReZero. And even though I like it so much, I've not been keeping up with the show. It's not the only thing though. I've talked about this before, but in case you don't remember or you're unaware, I really like Invincible, the comic book Invincible. I have it's around here somewhere. I have the omnibus of 1, 2, and 3, but I've only read about half of the first. I've read the first one and then half of the second one. But season 4 of Invincible is out now. I think there's there's like 4 episodes out, I believe. And so I've not been keeping up with that either, and I really should. I've seen the first episode. I actually, if you must know, right before tucking you in and yapping you to sleep, I was watching the first first episode of season 4 of Invincible. That's what I was doing right before this. So, yeah, I think I'm going to try and watch that. But it has been a while since I watched a TV show. Like, the last TV show I think I watched was season 3 of Invincible. And that was about a year ago now. Since then, it's, like, I have my comfort shows, obviously. I think we all have our comfort shows. I think we all have our comfort shows that we watch. We watch on repeat. For me, that would be Community. It would be How I Met Your Mother. It would be The Office. Parks and Recreation. I've got a lot, actually. There's a lot of shows I watch on repeat. Community's probably number 1, then How I Met Your Mother is number 2, then The Office would be number 3, then Parks and Rec would be 4. Sometimes I watch Friends. Friends is another one that that's not as big, if you ask me. I feel like there's more Arrested Development. That's another one I really love. One that I'll watch on repeat. Always Sunny in Philadelphia. There's another one. Those are like my comfort shows that I'm always watching those. I always just have them on. Usually like a second monitor while I'm playing a video game. I just have an episode that I've already seen before I'm playing. Or like I'll put that on to fall asleep instead of listening to ASMR. Yeah, but as for like new current TV, I've not been keeping up. There's just nothing. I feel like there's nothing that I want to watch anymore. Like all the good shows are just like they're not good anymore, if that makes sense. I don't know. What do you think? Is there anything? What's like a recent TV? What's a recent TV show that's been really, really good? I can't think of anything. Like I know there's the Game of Thrones spin-offs, but like that's one of the reasons why I don't like new TVs, because like the disappointment of that ending of Game of Thrones. Same thing with like The Walking Dead. Same thing with, I'm trying to think now. There's like a lot of TV shows that like they start off really, really good and then just kind of fall off and don't really go anywhere. And it makes it really hard to want to continue watching new stuff, especially when it's not finished, because you just have no idea if it, one, is ever going to be done, and then 2, if it is going to be completed at some point. How do you know that it'll be as good as when it started? There goes my foot again. Yeah, it makes it really hard. So, I'm giving Invincible a shot. I'm hoping it keeps up with season 1, 2, and 3. If not, I've always got the comics to fall back on for that. That's what I did with The Walking Dead, but even then, The Walking Dead comic, I never finished because I heard what happened in the last. I read everything. I was reading it for years on end, and then I never read the last 2 issues because I had it spoiled, the ending.
at the issue, and I didn't like the ending, so I just never ever went and read it. I also feel like I just don't have time. I just don't have time anymore to dedicate like a couple hours at a time to TV shows. Like with a movie, it's an hour and a half, 2 hours, boom, single block, and you've watched everything there. Once it's done, it's done. Whereas with a show, like some episodes are, you get 20-minute episodes, you get 30-minute episodes, you get 40-minute episodes, you get 60-minute episodes. Like, depending on what show you're watching, it can really, really, really drastically eat up your time. And so I feel like starting a new show, it's just like it's a time consumer. And I could be doing so many other things in that time. I know partly that's my own fault. I have too many hobbies. I have too many things that I like to do. You know, I like video games. I like practicing music. I like hanging out with my mates. I like going to the gym. Actually, going to the gym has taken up a lot of my time. Going to the gym has taken up a lot of my time recently. I guess I'll go on one last tangent. I didn't realize how absolutely phenomenal the gym, mindset is in me. I've always been doing home workouts. For the longest time I had simplistic weights, and then I would do, I guess what you could call calisthenics, which is where you use your own body weight, so like push-ups, sit-ups, like planks and body weight squats and stuff like that. You can do home workouts using just your body weight. And so for a long time I was doing that. But a friend of mine convinced me that going to the gym was worth it. So as someone who is very much a homebody, I dreaded the idea of going to a gym and having people there that I didn't know or didn't care for. Having them like watch and like see me while I'm in a state where I'm trying to better myself. It didn't seem like something I wanted to do. But my mate convinced me. He was like, come on, let's go. We'll go once. If you don't like it, you don't have to continue going. You can pay for like a one-off thing to go to the gym. So, yeah, I went, found out that people in the gym really don't care about like anything else other than their own workout. Everyone is super chill. Like everyone's there to lock in, do their weightlifting, and then get out. Most people have their earphones in and are just in their own world, focused on what they're doing. And everyone there too knows that that's what everyone else is there for. So there's a sense of camaraderie, even though you never really talk to anybody. Like, you know that like the people there, they're not just there to mess around, they're there to do something. And so, you know, if you get caught, I'm pretty bad at this. I'll often like watch other people do their workouts, which is something I was worried about people doing with me, but now I don't really care so much, because I watch other other people, and it's interesting to see their form, to see themselves like pushing. It's really like, I guess inspiring is a good way to put it, but it's also nice to see like someone who's clearly been going to the gym for a while, and you can see like a different technique that you're using on a specific piece of equipment, or like how they're managing to lift a different set of weight that's a lot heavier than what you could. And you can see like they all do like little things, like people who do dumbbell chest presses will like flick the weights with their knees, so they'll hold the weights on their knees and then flick them with their knees up before they start doing their exercise to get it in place. It's interesting, but it's like, and then those people, like, they'll see that I watch them do the set, and I'm usually like, yeah, good job, like that was like clean, you did that really well. It's like you give them like nods or like approving looks and stuff like that. There's just this like sense that I didn't realize that I would be a fan of, considering, if you couldn't tell, I like sitting on the floor in my room doing bugger all, just chilling, playing video games, drinking tea, watching anime when I get around to it. But yeah, I've been spending a lot of time there recently. I spend like 3-4 days a week, and about an hour each day that I go there doing stuff. So, and then it just like, you leave the gym as well, you feel like so good because you've pushed through, you've done your exercises. It's just like, it's like a mental refresh for me. I leave the gym always in a better mood than when I entered it. And I know that if I have a bad day, like a day where I'm just not feeling great and I don't want to go, if I push myself through that and go, I always leave the place feeling so much better. So it's definitely worth it. It's definitely worth it. Alright. I feel like I've yapped. Long enough. I have no idea if you're still here with me. If you've fallen asleep or not. I guess I'll find out. I hope that you are able to find the things that make you happy. I hope that you're able to focus on simple things, like getting the rest you need when you need it. I hope that your hobbies make you happy, and you're not afraid to share them with the people you love. I'm a little tired myself now. So now that you're hopefully all rested and relaxed, you can fall asleep, not worrying about anything else. Hopefully I was able to distract you long enough. Hopefully I was able to distract you long enough for you to fall asleep. Okay. Okay, Mose. I'm gonna go now. Get some sleep. Get some rest. And I'll come and talk to you again very let the bed bugs bite. I didn't mess it up this time. Okay. Alright. See you